those lanes to the hoop.
And a wide open look here for Ellis. And he overshot that one, missing. The 76ers trail by 10. Iverson left side. Corner shot. Here's Noel. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
The Pacers making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah, you know, he spent the year rehabbing that knee, but also spent that year correcting his shooting form. And we're not talking about just a tweak when it comes to shooting the basketball.
Here's Iverson. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Stuckey. Stauskas is checked in for Iverson. The Pacers also with a sub. Hill's checked in. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Okafor. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And, you know, going back to Nerlens Noel's shooting, the improvements to his form look really good. Even better is that he hit 60% from the line as a rookie. That may not sound like a great start, but at this stage of his development, that's great progress.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Carlos Boozer's checked in for the 76ers. The 76ers trail by 6.
You know, one caution I have about Noel's improved shooting, you don't want him to fall in love with jumpers. He did shoot only 46% from the field last year. Conversely, DeAndre Jordan shot 71% because he dunked everything and kept his head under the rim. It's a fine line between improving your game and playing within your limitation.
Pacers leading by 6. Outside Hill. George sets a screen for Hill. At the elbow, it's George. From 12 feet out. No luck. Good D by Boozer. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Greg, you were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clarkey helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
And so it's Indiana with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Stolen by Thompson. And here's Boozer. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And with that shot, the Indiana lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Cannon. Outside Hill. Pick up by Hill. George passes to Stuckey. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Stuckey's got 5.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Indiana leading by 9. And George kicks to Stuckey. Rebound by the 76ers.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
For three, Stauskas. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Well, we like to keep you up to date on the fresh talent in the league, so let's check in on the rookie block leaders. Second is Jahlil Okafor.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued, it takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Boy, he does such a good job of positioning himself, so you have a hard time getting shots over him. One of the best of all rookies denying the rim.
Hill is checked in for the Pacers. Pick up by Hill. And the wide open shot from Stuckey. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's now 7 points for Rodney Stuckey. The 76ers trail by 11. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. George with the ball. He dishes it to Stuckey. George sets a screen for Hill. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. And that'll be his third foul so far. And the 76ers making a change here. Sampson's checked in. The 76ers trail by 10. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
George sets a screen for Hill. Stolen away. And now Philadelphia on the break. Sampson's shot is off. Pacers leading by 8. Stuckey right side. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
The Pacers have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. Free throw no good for Stuckey.
Their biggest problem is dealing with Stuckey. 9 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Pass to Covington. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Just 3 to shoot. Boozer no luck.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And it's Hill penetrating. The feed to Hill. Lets the 3 fly. The shot is off. And Philadelphia the other way now.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
To the wing on the left. Fires for 3. Here's Boozer. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Some changes for Indiana. Budinger comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Ellis in for Hill.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it Hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Feeds it to George. 1:49 left to play here in the second quarter. And Boozer with the block. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Ellis with it. Guarded now by Marshall. Ellis outside. It's back to Hill. Outside, George out to the wing. Here's Budinger. The shot's good on the assist by George. Budinger's got 7 points here in this quarter. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Pacers leading by 8. Kicks it to Hill. Ellis outside. The 3. But they recover it. Hill dishes to Budinger. Ellis against Grant. In the corner, George with it. Over to the wing. Ellis against Grant. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Tell you what, Monte Ellis is one of the best second-round draft picks of all time in the league, not just the last decade. I mean, this guy was a 5-star recruit out of high school, committed to college, but changed his mind and entered the draft, where the Warriors stole him with the 40th pick in 2005.
Getting back to Monte Ellis. Had he gone to college for even 1 year, I think he would have probably been a top 10 pick. But you look at what he's brought to the table over his career, points and assists, rebounds, steals, playmaking. His production has been astounding.
You know, he's one of those unsung players. He never gets voted to the All-Star game. It never gets spoken about as one of the top guards in this league. But you look at the body of work, and you ask his competitors throughout this league, and they're going to tell you that guy's as tough as they get.
The 76ers have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one. First one falls for him. So he gets them both. Pacers have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Iverson outside. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so we wrap up the first half. Pacers out in front, leading by 7. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
All right, Kevin, here with Coach Frank Vogel. And, Coach, things were going your way early in this ball game, but you let them climb back in it. What broke down?
Well, we started the game exhibiting championship-level passing, which is what we're preaching, and we got a lot of good looks, got an early lead. We didn't pay attention to their strength. That's how they got back in the game.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Pacers? And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
to get underway.